Hello again. Happy Wednesday. Now, wildfires aren't uncommon for us here in West Texas, but we're seeing the exact opposite today. Freezing temperatures across the entire region. Down towards the I-10 corridor, they just barely made it above freezing today, but right now they're in those lower 30s. 27 now in San Angelo, 21 up in Abilene, and it's only going to continue to get colder as we go into the overnight hours. Parts of the big country dipping into the teens. Abilene, one of them, reaching 19 degrees tonight, 17 over in Sweetwater, 22 here in San Angelo, and down towards the I-10 corridor, of course, they'll be the warmest, but not by very much. We're seeing mid-20s down there, and we're still having that chance of wintry mix throughout the night, but we'll have a chance to try to warm up to above freezing tomorrow. As you see, that we have this gradient from west to east, and that's just following the way the clouds clear out tomorrow. So the clouds will clear out pretty early for our western half of our viewing area. Big Lake reaching the 60-degree mark. And as you move further east, it's going to be a little cold because they're going to hold on to that cloud cover and wintry mix a little longer. And in fact, that winter weather advisory is still in effect and will stay in effect until about noon tomorrow. And the biggest impacts we're looking at is that accumulation, the ice accumulation that could be as small as just a simple glaze to up to 2/10 of an inch that will be impacting driving conditions and roadways as well. So that's definitely something that you want to take into consideration in the morning on your commute to work. Giving yourself a little time to be slow and safe on your way to work. But here's some timing on what we're expecting. We're really expecting the wintry mix to start picking up around 9 o'clock. That's when we start seeing possibly some snow north of I-20, but mainly for the rest of us, that ice and freezing rain mix. Down towards the I-10 corridor near Junction, they'll probably just be getting some really cold rain. Not quite freezing rain, but still some rain. Now around midnight, after midnight to before sunrise, that's when we're going to see the biggest chance for that widespread precipitation. So still ice and freezing rain falling between the Concho Valley and Big Country. That's, like I said, going to continue throughout the morning hours. By about 7, that's when it's mainly going to be just ice falling. So that's why I say you want to make sure you're really taking your time if you still have to go to work or school in the morning, because the roads are going to be slippery and icy. But by about noon, that's when we're going to start to see things starting to clear out. The southeastern portions of our viewing area still getting impacted from as far north as Comanche to as far south as Junction. But by 3 p.m., that's when all of us will finally see the wintry mix gone and those clouds clearing, helping us warm up a bit more throughout the day on tomorrow. Now, if you are out tonight and if you or anybody you know is in need of shelter tonight, there are some resources available. But before we get to that, here's a graphic showing what we're expecting as far as ice accumulations. Like I mentioned before, we're looking at as little as a light glaze to up to about 1/10 of an inch. So not much, but that little bit could go a long way when it comes to impacting travel in the morning. But back to what I was getting ready to say, if you are someone you know is vulnerable and in need of shelters tonight, there are resources available here in San Angelo and Abilene. Here in San Angelo, we have the Out of the Cold program. Now, I know 4:30 is their meetup time, but if you see anybody out that needs shelter, you can call the non-emergency police line. They will come pick them up and bring them to the Salvation Army. And if you just want any more details, you can call this number here on the screen to get more information. Now, up in Abilene, they also have resources available at their Salvation Army office. All you have to do is go to their Salvation Army office. Even if it's after hours, just ring the doorbell and somebody will let you in. But fortunately, this cold weather isn't going to be lasting too much longer. We just have to get through tonight with that wintry mix falling. We'll get above freezing tomorrow. And we'll be on a warming trend as we go into next week. We could see some isolated rain chances this weekend, but by the start of our work week on Monday, we'll be back to the 70s with partly cloudy skies. Abilene staying a little bit cooler for a little longer. They might dip back down into the 30s by Saturday, but they'll pick back up to the mid-60s going into the start of next week. Back to you, Tim.